Hattie and I am back with another Let's Build. So the reason why I'm doing a Let's Build today is because I did intend to do a speed build, but what happened was the creation that I was going to share, which was an outdoor cinema, and I was going to do it as a speed build. What happened was when I went to go and upload it onto the Sims 4 gallery, the creation said that it was made by somebody else when it was actually made all by me, and the other person had no input on my creation. But it's just a glitch with the Sims 4 gallery at the moment, which happens sometimes. But I thought instead of solving the issue, which is probably going to take about 3 hours to do, it would just be so much easier if I built the whole thing again, and it's only going to take me probably about 30 minutes to do, if that. So I thought, yeah, let's have some fun with it. Let's do a Let's Build, because I got lots of positive comments from the last Let's Build that I did, so I thought that it would be a really nice idea if I tried it again. So it's not a fault with me, it's not a fault with the original by creator, it's just a fault with the Sims 4 gallery at the moment, which I really hope that they will fix, because it is really bad. It's really bad because, especially as if someone is spending a lot of time building things and then the creation just says that it was originally by somebody else, it's not fantastic. So I really hope that it is fixed at some point. It would be amazing if it was fixed, of course. We will just have to see what happens. Now, one thing that I did miss out on the cinema that I built, and it's on my Let's Play if you do want to see it, I missed out a toilet, and I really wish that I did remember a toilet, so I'm going to remember it for this cinema, and hopefully it should look quite nice. But at the moment I'm just making the buildings. I am building pretty quickly, so I do build quite quickly, and I got some comments on the last Let's Build that I did saying if it was asking if it was a speed build or not, but no, it's just how I build. I build quite quickly, and I think that that can confuse some people, especially as I build a lot faster than most people when they are building. But I thought, I want to speed it up anyway. I'm trying to work through this because I know how long it will probably take me if I don't. So I thought that this is probably the best thing to do, and I'm happy in doing it this way, so we shall see. So at the moment what I'm doing is I'm just getting the buildings ready. I want this part over here to be the real outdoor cinema. I want it to be really covered in these beautiful white pillars, and I want to make something really, really special there, but I just haven't decided what yet. I don't want, maybe actually I have 2 pillars around the back, maybe one in the middle actually as well. Yeah, okay. All right, that looks good. So just putting the pillars on. I think that they look okay, and I'm going to do the same on the other buildings. You'll see why in a minute, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get it to work. I'm not sure if I will, but we shall see. And what I'm doing here as well is this little part, which I'm currently adding pillars to. I really want this bit to be a place where it doesn't have to necessarily be the cinema, but it could maybe be the music bit where they could all listen to music. They could have a party bit, maybe it's like an after party. That could be quite nice. I don't know. We shall see, and maybe I will actually change this version to the current one that I have in my game, because I might even prefer this one by the end. So we shall see what happens. And what I'm doing is I'm just adding some roof frames. I think they're too big though, so I'm going to add these, and they are a little bit thinner, so that's quite nice. The roofing I want to keep quite simple. I don't want to go too overboard with it, so maybe that one. Yeah, maybe that one. And then for the stones around it, I think I'm going to go for the pale version. Yeah, pale looks better, I think. I think in this case it looks so much better. I'm happy with that. Alright, so now I want to add some windows, because I think that windows are very important for this. Why would I say that? Of course it's important. But I want to add some really nice windows around here, which can make the building look really, really special. So, got to find maybe something that would go here. Maybe like an archway. I think I'll add these little archways. I don't want them to look too strange or anything. I think for the sides, I would really like to add some big blue ones like that. I think that they look quite nice, so I'll do that. I've got to be careful with the back, so that's why I will probably actually just leave it like that. Even though it looks a little bit strange now, I think it will look a little bit better once everything's in. It will just look a little bit different altogether, so we shall see how that turns out. And then here I just want the same on the sides. Again, I'm trying to make some room for objects that I can have on the walls. So I'm being a little bit careful with the windows because I don't know what I'm going to have on the other sides of these walls. Probably big TVs or something. We will just have to see what happens. Now I'm trying to find the archway which I just used. I'm going to go with this one though. And I'm going to change the colours of the other ones that I used. Because even though I like them, I just really want them to match the original ones that I put on, the really big ones. So I think they look quite nice. I'm going to add a little doorway to the bathroom. Try not to make it, too amazing because I don't want that for the bathroom. I want it all covered in ivy though, so you'll see that in a little bit because that's what I'll be doing. And I'm just going to add some roofing. I'm not going to put the roofing in the actual roofing that I'm having until I've got them all on, so then you can see what I mean by that. But I think that they are supposed to just be very, very cute little buildings. I don't want them to be anything other than that. I just think that 3 is a nice number as well, and it's an easy number to decorate. And I think that it could be pretty easy as long as I get through it quite quickly. So that could be good. Right, so now I'm going to start adding a pathway. So for this path, I want to use, let's see, I think I might go with this one. No, not that one. Maybe this one. I really love this path at the moment. I used it for the last Let's Build that I did, but I really liked it. So I'm going to try and use it as much as possible because it's got to be one of my favorites. Okay, now I want to add a little place off there and also a little place for the Sims to go around the back. So that's what I'll do there. I'll then add some sort of seating around here. So I know it looks really, really bad at the moment, but I think once it gets all the plants around and things, it will look really, really different around here and it should look quite nice with some landscaping and things like that. So now I just want to go around with the soil. I want to go around quite quickly. I hate that soil colour. I don't know why I always do that. I don't know why I do it. So this one I prefer. And it gives me a really good indicator of where everything's going to go. And what I will do is, in case you're wondering which buttons I'm pressing, I did list them all last time, but I think what I'm going to do is, instead of listing them all on the video, I'm going to write them all below in the description so you can find it really easily, because for some reason, and I don't know why this happens, but my computer needs me to, my actual keyboard, it only lets me do certain moves if I use the control key, which I know that a lot of you don't need to use, but for some reason I do. And I've tried everything because in the last bit I pressed a button which means that I can enlarge objects. And I know that a lot of you don't need to use the control key, but for me, for some reason I do, and I don't know why. I mean, it must just be my keyboard or something. I'm not sure. But, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what I'll do. I think that's probably a good idea. And if you want me to do a tutorial at some point on something, then let me know because I'm thinking about that as well. So this is actually pretty much the same exact layout that I had for the build that I did. So I'm going to start enlarging things now, which is pretty easy to do. I'm pressing the same keys in which I used in the last part, and what I'm also doing is I'm clicking Alt and I'm rotating it. But as I said, everything that I will be using in this video will be written below because I think it's a lot easier as well. If you want to find something specifically that you need to do, that you need to place some ivy or something, then you can just find it below, which should be really, really easy. So now I want to enlarge some really, really big plants. And I already know what I want down here because I actually want a little secret fountain. And in my Let's Play at the moment, this is where Jane made a wish and it actually came true, which is crazy. I just didn't think it. I mean, at first I wasn't a believer and I was thinking to myself, how does that happen? But it did. I couldn't believe it. So where did we go? We went decorations. Let's see. So, oh, we need this actually. We need one of these. So this is going to go at the front here instead of the gates because I didn't actually have a gate in the cinema build I did. I had one of the archways there, and I also had the exact same one to the side here. So just while we see it, I'm just going to put it in, and that will make life so much easier. Okay, now we've got that. Now where's this fountain? I'm trying to find the fountain. Let me just see. So packs, stuff pack, filter, romantic garden. Okay, that makes things so much easier. But I do just want to go show all. Yeah, there we go. So that's so much easier. When I actually think about things, I can do it. But sometimes I find it very tricky to find things on The Sims 4. I don't know why. Sometimes when I'm thinking too hard about something, then I don't know. Sometimes it's pretty difficult for me to find stuff like that. I can't really fit it down the side there. So I think what I'm going to do with this fountain is I'm actually going to have it round the back. Does that make more sense to have it there? I don't know. I don't actually know. And I think maybe instead what I will have is I will have a little place here, which will be really just for decoration, but it will be a place that is quite nice to look at, I guess. I think that's quite nice to have. And I'm pretty happy with how that's turning out. Okay, so I'm just going to start enlarging some of these romantic stuff pack items. I really, really like the fact that we can have all different colours of these plants. I think they're probably my favourite plants in the whole stuff pack in general. I just really like them. So yeah, I like that a lot. I want a fountain like this. I really, really do. But I just don't think it's going to fit. So I think at some point I will definitely be doing a national park and we will do something really unusual like that. And it should be pretty fun. But I think what I'm going to do is just before I start doing the proper landscaping, I'm just going to even up the path a bit, which I've just done. Okay, so that's perfect. And now I'm going to start enlarging these plants, which is some of my favourite things to do. I'm going to use pinks because I think that pink's a very romantic colour and I just love it on my builds, I really do. And I think for parks, I've always dreamed of going to a park like this. In fact, a really long time ago I watched this film and it was The Secret Garden? I can't even remember now. I think it was called The Secret Garden. But I was absolutely mesmerised at the pink plants and the purple plants and the blue plants that were in all the gardens there. And I really loved that film. So I think I really do try to style my creations on films or I guess things that I've seen in the past which I've just really, really liked. And one of them just got to be that film. So pretty happy with that. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going around, I'm pressing the shift key, and why I'm doing this is so that I don't have to pick the plants up continuously, and it really does help me out when I have to do stuff like this. And I know that a lot of people ask how I do ivy and things like that. That is pretty much exactly how I do ivy, and I don't really do very much else for that. It's just what happens. That's just exactly what I do. So I hope that's okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm just putting more pink plants around here. I want something very, very special in that area over there. So I'm hoping that it will get to the point where I can put some nice special things in there. And what I'm also doing is I'm just putting these plants here in a random order. This is something that I don't usually do, to be honest. And I haven't done for a very long time, but I think for this build, because I'm using the exact same plants and I want to use a lot of these pinks, I think it's probably a good idea if I start randomly placing them around the build, because it makes things a lot quicker and it means that I will have a lot more time to do other little things for the build, and I will get time to do the interior, which is going to be very important, and I want to make it pretty quick. So that's why I'm randomly placing them around in quite a hectic order, but I only want to do one part for this, so I'm hoping that I'll get it done in one part and we shall see what happens. Now what I'm doing is I'm placing these purple plants around. I think these look very, very, very pretty, and sometimes when I don't want to use stone, I will just use more little plants like this, and I think it looks quite nice actually, and I think that it looks really lovely close up. If you were to take some photos from screenshot angles and things like that, then I think that it looks nice and I'm really happy with it, so I hope that you all like it as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another archway because I unfortunately forgot about an archway. I'm actually quite forgetful when it comes to things like this, and I can forget things in my builds. I sometimes forget major things in my builds, but I always go back once I remember that I forgot it and I correct it straight away, and it can be really, really major things. In fact, I mean, one time I was building a house and I forgot a kitchen. I had to go back can't remember when that was actually. I think it was probably a long time ago, but still, it still happened. And same with stuff like this. Sometimes I will forget things, crucial things as well, like bathrooms. And I just think that maybe for builds like this, it's quite nice to maybe have a private bathroom and not have to go to the toilet in the bush, because that is not the best solution to absolutely everything. And I think especially for a park like this, that's what I don't want. I want this park to be quite a classy place for the Sims to visit, and I want them to have a lot of fun here, but I don't want my Sims to have to go and to the toilet in the bush. I don't know, that's what I just think, but I don't know. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to clear out this way. I'm also trying to make sure that the Sims will be able to get past here. And what that means is sometimes I will actually have to take things out, and I will just have to start moving things back. If you see me do this in my build, that's the reason why I'm doing it. It's to really make sure that the Sims can walk around this little pathway here and they're not too stuck by doing anything like that. So now what I'm going to put in is I'm going to stick in a chess table. So I want this outdoor one here, which is quite nice. And what I'll do is I'll put the chairs sideways, because that will really guarantee that they will be able to sit down here, and that should be okay. So what I'll do is I'll test this later, but I think that that should be absolutely fine for the Sims to sit on anyway, so there should be no problems there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to correct this little part here. I'm going to go around, oh, didn't mean to do that. So now I'm going to go over that part and let's see what we have. So now I want to start adding some more of these really, really pretty plants. And I also want to start going around the back a little bit. Maybe add some bushes, a little tree here, which I'm quite fond of. And then I just want to carry on adding some more items. I really love these bushes. In fact, my favourite ones are the pointy ones. I don't know what it is about them. I really like them. I don't even know if they're real bushes. I don't know. I don't know what the name would be, but I don't think I've ever seen bushes like that in my life. Apart from Christmas trees when they're all tied up ready for Christmas, that's the only time I've ever seen bushes like that. So I'm not really sure if they exist. Not really sure about that one. But what I'm doing here is I'm just going around and I'm putting in my favourite plant, which is, let me see what it's called. Low-lying pale yellow flowers, that's it. So I love that one, and I also love this one, Pretty Little Ditters. I mentioned that last time, but I just really love them both. And they're just fantastic for all this kind of stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm doing it really, really quickly, because I do want to get through it all. And I want to make sure that you'll be here when I finish the whole thing, and I'll be able to do the interior on this video as well. That's what I'm really hoping for. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding some various plants around. I'm trying to make sure that it's very staggered and they look very different to one another, because I do really like that as well. I think that it looks really lovely when all the plants are slightly different, and I do want to incorporate different colours of the pinks as well. I love the pink colours of these plants. I'm actually very happy with this stuff pack. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed at first, if I'm being completely honest with everybody. I know that a lot of people are probably going to be thinking, why? It's beautiful. But I think for me, I was a little bit disappointed because I felt like the climbing frame we got with it was just too similar to the one that we had in the base game. And I just found it a little bit annoying, but I still absolutely loved it, and I'm really happy with it, to be honest. I'm a lot happier than I thought I'd be, and I love all the new beautiful plants. So if you're still considering getting it, then I would personally get it just for the plants, because the plants are absolutely stunning, and I was really, really surprised. And I feel as if the textures of the plants are getting so much better with time as well, because I feel as if when we got the Sims 4 Spa Day, when that was out, I felt like the hairstyles and things from that, it really did make a difference on the game, and I feel as if they're really improving the way that things look. So we shall see what happens in the future. So now I've done a lot of landscaping around the back here. I honestly don't even focus on the landscaping. Sometimes I just do what I'm feeling, and I feel as if the plants should be really, really big at this point, and I'm just enjoying myself, to be honest. I find Let's Build series really fun to do, so I'm happy that I'm actually doing this in a Let's Build series. It's quite nice. I say series, but there's only 2 of them, so I'm going to carry on doing a Let's Build series at some point, and I will do loads. I've got loads of ideas actually. I've got an idea for maybe a week or 2 weeks. I'm going to be doing a Let's Build series of Annecy, which is a beautiful, beautiful place in France, which I visited, but I think it would be really special to do maybe a town centre or something as a park, and I think that would be really lovely. So I think I'll be doing that. And I'll also be doing some suburban houses, and I also really want to do a mansion, but I just want to be able to feel really confident at doing the smaller builds before I go into something like that, because that's a big commitment. That is a huge commitment, and I just want to make sure that I'm feeling pretty happy and confident with everything else before I do something like that. So that is what I'm currently doing. This is the garden bit, so I'm actually very happy with how that's turned out there. I really like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to stick some really pretty plants on the back here, and I feel as if it's round about time now where I do want to start adding some ivy up the sides of the build. I do want this to look a little bit like a secret garden, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I also want to put some curtains around the back, so I'm going to just do that very quickly. I love these, they look so bohemian and beautiful. I want to get rid of the pillars though. Oh, what did I do? There we go. So I want to get rid of these pillars because I don't particularly like them here. Sorry. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It looks a little bit strange to me. So I actually prefer it like this. And maybe what I'll do is I will extend the roof through here. Oh, that looks beautiful. I'm really happy with that actually. So I like that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll do the same around the front area. So here, and just making sure that everything's looking really pretty. I think that it's really nice to have something here, but I don't know what to have there. I'll put this on there, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that's so pretty. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that on all of them. This is actually turning out a lot better than my original cinema. So if you watch my Let's Play, you will definitely see this at some point in there because I really like it actually. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the curtains which I used before round here because I really like them, and I think that that's the style that I really want to go for. I want to go for this whole bohemian look. I think that that's really special, the way that that looks, and I feel as if I don't really need to go around every single part and add windows to everything because I'm happy with the way that things are starting to look by themselves. So I'm going to add some ivy round to the sides of this place here, and I'm going to do that. I did also forget to change the frame on the floor, so I will do that now. Bear with me. And we shall do that. So that's probably a little bit too big, so I'm going to change that, and I'm going to go with one of those, and I'm just going to add some more ivy around these places. I really love ivy. I don't think I'll ever stop using it because it's just my favourite thing ever. And I know that it's really, really bad for a building as well to have it. I remember someone told me ages ago that it's pretty bad, and then when I looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, it is. It's really bad. And I never knew, but I do understand it now because what it does is it takes out the nutrients from a building. It does. So whilst you are having a fantastic looking house, it's slowly killing it, which isn't nice. And now what I want to do is I want to add some of these curtains round to this part of the front here. So I'm going to do that. I might actually have to get rid of that staircase to do it. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. Might even just be my game, you know. My game can be pretty bad when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, so got one. Okay, done. And now I'm going to add the staircase back, which is a little bit of hassle, but sometimes that does happen. So just got to bear with me on that one. Oh no! No, not again. What's happened? Oh, that's so bad. Why has this happened? Okay, I decided not to have the curtains because it's just looking terrible. So what I'm going to have instead is I'm going to have this over the front here, which isn't the best thing which I could have possibly had. But I feel as if it's going to take me a very long time to do those, and I don't want to spend that much time on this. It's only supposed to be a very quick build. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go across, make sure everything's looking nice. Yep, happy with all that. Now I want to add something over here, so activities and skills. Maybe I'll add a little bonfire. I think that a bonfire is really nice in this situation, and even though it's not the most fantastic thing, because it's not the prettiest thing to look at, I think that it still looks quite good there, so I'm happy with that, and I will keep it like that. So that's quite good. Now we're on to the inside. So the inside, we're going to go over to this one first. I'm going to go for, let's see, the spooky stuff pack floor tiles. Quite like that one, and I'll go with that one on everything. Maybe actually go for a paler version. Yeah, just a little bit paler. So I am using every single expansion pack, stuff pack, game pack, which has came out. But I will be doing some base game things at some point as well. I'll be doing that in the future. So stay tuned for that if you want to see it, because I'll be doing some base game houses which are going to be coming up on my channel within the next couple of weeks. I've been getting a lot of requests to do it, so I think that's quite a nice idea. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm going to make a really big area here so that a lot of people can sit down and they can just sit with their friends, they can have some fun. And I want to create a row setting, but not go too overboard as well. Maybe just have some little things here like that. That's quite nice actually. I don't know if I want to go with all pink, so what I'll do is I will change the colour in a second. And now I'm just going to make sure that I will move these items up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, now I'm going to start changing the colours. I'm going to go for different colours. It's going to look a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but I actually really like it like this, and I don't regret it. I have no regrets. I like it, I do. I think it looks really fun, and it looks very Bohemian looking, which I'm in love with at the moment, so I think that's quite a nice idea to do. I'm just going to do the same on all the chairs. So some of the chairs are going to match, but just not all of them. For decorations, I want a really lovely rug down on the floor, so maybe this one, and I'll enlarge it a little bit. So we have a big rug, and then I just want to change the colour slightly. Yeah, that colour, I love it. Really like that colour actually. Okay, so now I want some plants in here, so I want some really big ones, because I still want this to look quite an ancient place, and it's supposed to look a little bit strange. It's not supposed to look like your average go-to place. I just want everything a little bit crazy in here. So maybe some items on the floor, maybe some rabbits and stuff. I don't know. Maybe if it's a Bohemian hippie place, then I don't know. Maybe I would expect to see something like that. I'm not too sure. Okay, so now in terms of the stonage, maybe I'll go for, no, pink wall. Would I go for a pink wall? No. I think maybe for the inside, I want to go for something a little bit different, but I'm just not sure what. So something like that. That looks quite nice actually. No, I think maybe just the original wall. And then what I'll do is I will add some curtains. I think that what I'll do is I'll just add the same curtains as I was going to add on the outside, but then I couldn't add them to the front. But most of these are already around the outside, so it's not that much of a big deal to add them anyway. And I think that I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out, to be honest. And of course you can change it. If you don't like it like this, you can change it to however you want it. I'm going to add some lights. I'm going to add a really big light here. In fact, I'll probably just add 3 like that. And to give it a really cinematic effect, I'm going to add some of these, because I do actually like these, and I think that at night this will look pretty special. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. And this is the toilet in here. So for the toilet, I want to add something, maybe not that actually. Maybe not that. So I think I'm just going to go for the same inside as everything else. And I don't think I'd want a shower in here. But then again, maybe they would have a shower, just because if you're staying overnight here, I don't know. I hate when this happens with plants. I really dislike that. So just going to move that out there. So now I just want to move something here. And I just want to have a little sink here. So that's quite good. I don't want to go too overboard with the bathroom or anything, because I don't think that the bathroom's a really big place to go. It's not the most important place in this whole park area, I guess. So I think that I'm pretty happy with maybe not doing that much to it. So I'm just going to add some lights to the walls, and then I think we're done in here. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's not fantastic. It's not the best room, but I think that it's a room which can be worked on if you want to. You can change it around to whatever way you want to, and it's up to you how you can do it. You can get it off the Sims 4 gallery and you can go and change it around a little bit if you want to do that. So I think I'm happy with the bathroom like that, and I like it. So that's just a standard bathroom. I do think that this area is probably a little bit too bright, and I've just made it even brighter. But I think it works actually. I think that it works a little bit better like that. I don't know, maybe the rug shouldn't be that enlarged. Let me just see what's going on. Oh, I've got an idea. Okay, so what if I had loads of different rugs? Maybe some different colours. I really like that actually, I do. I think it looks really sweet like that because it looks as if it's a place which is just really, really odd. I don't know, I like it. So maybe I'll go for that actually. Maybe I will leave it, in fact, just like that. And I will change maybe that chair colour. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So it's just pretty basic, but you can change it if you want to. You can have it in whatever way you want to do it. So in this area, I want to have a dance part. So activities and skills, maybe I'll have this here. Oh, too far through the wall there. Okay, so I want to have a DJ stand. I'll probably have the best one, seeing as it is a park and seeing as we don't have any budgets for a park like this. So I think that's quite nice. And maybe I will have, okay, so a little rearranging here. So I'm gonna have, oh, then I've got a problem with this. Maybe if I have that like that. No, in fact, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna have the DJ stand here and the dance floor here. And then I'm gonna put some seats, but outdoor seats inside, because I love that. That's really in at the moment as well. It's been in for a very long time actually. Outdoor seats indoors. I love that. I watch all these interior design programs and I love when they do that because I think that it looks really special, and I think that it just looks really nice on a build like this. So I'm happy with doing that. Now I want to do something with this little place over here. So maybe I'll enlarge something here. Okay. So that looks nice, but that wall looks so plain. It looks really bad actually. Maybe I'll put some items on it. Maybe some, what about things like this? I don't know, does that look terrible? I think it looks pretty bad actually. I don't know about graffiti. I don't know. Actually, some graffiti can work though. It really can work in a park. No, it can't work in a park like this. It can't. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I will put in, okay, I'm going to put in something really, really big. The mirrors really go with this. Okay, so what if I put in something like that and then I put lights all across the top of it? Maybe that would look quite fun. So let's try and find some lights to maybe go across the top here. I think that these look pretty good. So I'm going to use these ones, and these are just going to go across the top here. Probably going to rearrange them now, and I'm probably just going to have them as a set of 4. So I think that they look okay. They're not the best, but they'll do. I don't know how bright they'll make the, oh, that's pretty special. That is pretty special. I have to give myself that. That is pretty special. And I like those. So I'm going to put them above here as well, because I think that I really do want this room all brightened up. So I like that actually. It looks really decent, so I'm happy with that. I do just want to put some curtains around here, so I'm just going to do that really, really quickly. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, so I'm going to do that. Perfect. And now I'm going to do really, really quickly, and I did forget to do this in the other part, but what I actually did afterwards is, if you download on the Sims 4 gallery, you will see that I put in loads of lights on the bottom, so that if you use it at night it will look very special and it won't be completely pitch black or anything like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm just putting some lights around. I'm pressing the keys, which are the shift key, the alt key, and I have to put my finger on the control key as well. I don't know why, but for some reason I do. I've tried it without and it just doesn't work, unfortunately for me. But what I'm doing is I'm just brightening up these areas so that your Sims can use them at night, and you don't just have to use this in the daytime. You can use this throughout the day, and you can use this in the evening, at night, and this could just be a really fun venue for your Sims to go to. And you could also stay here, so you could use this as a place to sleep, a place to go to the toilet, and it could just be a fun house, which I just like the idea of personally. Do want to add some big lights as well, just maybe a couple of them just round here just to brighten everything up, and I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that this area over here is all looking nice, and then we are going to finish. Just before we finish, I'm just adding some rocks around here just really quickly, because I think that they look very special with a little bit of rockery around here, and I love rocks, I really do, but I'm not adding them everywhere. I'm just adding them to some places because I don't want to overpower it, and sometimes I feel as if I can do that, unfortunately, by mistake. But that is the end of the build, so I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all for future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.